day one, the TCCAA Region 7 baseball tournament. Phil Dennis alongside Mark Dennis. Mark, we've got a good one on our hands right here. Game one between the Dyersburg State Eagles and the Cleveland State Cougars. Dyersburg's home today, and Mark, let's just jump right into it. What are you looking forward to in this matchup?
Well, this is really going to be a really even matchup, I think. Obviously, this is the fourth-seeded Dyersburg State, two-time defending conference champions. Made a trip last year to the JUCO World Series, so fine pedigree from them, facing the fifth-seed Cleveland State Cougars, and records are identical, so we're going to see a really sound matchup here and really good ball game.
A good coaching matchup between Dyersburg State Eagles coach Robert White and the Cleveland State Cougars head coach Mike Polycastro. Let's get you the Cleveland State lineup. Batting first, playing second base, number 17, Noah Hill. Hitting second, Brandon Mason, the center fielder, number 3. Batting third, number 28, all TCCAA first-team catcher, Hunter Oliver. Batting cleanup, Logan Peterson, the DH. Batting fifth, number 27, Joey Robertson. He's playing first base as well. Rhett Baldwin, the third baseman's batting sixth. Cameron Payne, batting seventh, playing left field. And batting number 8, Trey Vanderpool. He's playing shortstop today. And the 9-hole hitter, Caleb Collins, he's playing right field. And on the hill today for Cleveland State is number 18, Jackson Etter. As for Dyersburg, this is how they look defensively with their pitcher on the hill, Cody Davidson. Yes, correct, thank you. Defensively, they have Blake McCutcheon at shortstop, Dano Diaz at second base, J.D. Bitzenhofer at right field, Spencer Yankel at catcher, Reed Smith at center, Ladarius Williams at first, Chandler Atkins at left field. Bryce O'Brien is playing third base today. So we should have a good matchup on our hands today as Cleveland State Cougars not too far away. They're not too far away from home, only about 30 minutes from Chattanooga State. As this is game one of 4 games today. At 10 o'clock, we have one at 1, 4:30, and 7:30. And folks, if you're not able to keep up with the live broadcast, we also have a Twitter handle updating these scores at all times. It's at TCCAA Region 7 BSB. That'll give you live updated scores as we will get into action here today. So an exciting game. To recap yesterday, we had the first game between Jackson State Generals and the Southwest State Salukis. The Generals ended up taking that game 13-9 as they had a lot of production yesterday from the middle of the order. Garrett Guyman, one of the big hitters there, and Southwest was eliminated. The second game of the day was between the host team, Chattanooga State Tigers, and the Roane State Raiders. And Chattanooga State got the job done there and won by a score of 18-4. So we'll get it started here. Noah Hill, the second baseman, leading off. And folks, yesterday in the playing game, the first at bat was a leadoff home run. So we'll see if we can get some more excitement, as it looks like Coach Robert White has to take a shooting sleeve away from one of his players.
Well, fielder Cody Davidson comes in, the pitcher today for the Dyersburg Eagles. He's was just named second team all-conference, and he's come in with a 7-4 record, 66 innings pitched, 73 strikeouts. So he is a velo guy, high 80s, a lot of movement.
And this is a team that's bringing back a lot of players, like you mentioned, from that Grand Junction run a year ago. So a back-to-back conference tournament champions of the Dyersburg State Eagles. So they're pretty comfortable here in this setting late in the season. First pitch of the day, outside corner, strike 1. Davidson from the windup deals. That's a fisted off single, it'll look like. It'll get down there. Noah Hill able to get a leadoff hit, and we get the offense going here early. So Noah Hill, and talk about an absolute jam shot. That got in on his hands deep, but he was able to lift it over the head of Diaz at second base. And now the Cougars have got a little momentum going.
Well, Cleveland State comes in third in the conference in hitting with a .304 batting average.
First pitch to Mason, outside for ball 1. Our first left-handed batter for the day. Playing center field is Brandon Mason on the season. Takes off running a hit-and-run situation. Throw down to second. Looks like it may be in time, and it is. Caught stealing for the third time this season. Noah Hill, you got to respect the Cougars for being aggressive here early. No, quite honestly, Mark, that wasn't a great throw by the catcher, Yankel, but it was enough to get Noah Hill. The velocity was there.
No, you're right. It was a great scoop by Blake McCutcheon, the shortstop, really saved that play. It was a bang-bang play, so like you said, going to be aggressive out here. Both these teams have a lot of movement, and I'm not surprised that Mike's team is going to be on the go here very early, trying to build up a lead.
That's a high fly ball towards left field. That could be in foul territory as the Dyersburg State Eagles get under. And Atkins reels it in for the second out of the inning. So quite a big little shift there as it went from a runner on with no outs to now 2 outs and nobody on. A little different mindset going into today's game. Yesterday, it was a winner-go-home attitude, so everybody had to come out and you had to find as much pitching and outs as you could. But today, it's a double elimination format, so you're not eliminated after this game. So you see how the chess game goes between the two teams today. First pitch in there for strike one against Hunter Oliver.
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Mentioned earlier, he was first-team All-TCCAA, but what were you going to say?
Well, no, these two teams just played each other 2 weeks ago, so the scouting book should be really fresh as far as what the tendencies they see from each other.
That one's down to the dirt. And Oliver on the season, 16 home runs, 2 triples for a catcher, 13 doubles, and 61 RBIs that leads team slugging at a .807 clip. That's pretty solid there from the catching position for the Cougars. The 1-1 to Oliver. Outside the dimensions for you today, 335 to the lines, 380 to the gaps, 400 to center. No wind, unlike yesterday. It was blowing hard out and to the left. We saw 3 or 4 home runs yesterday. As the 2-1, a little low, 3-1. Now a hitter's count to Oliver. Davidson delivers. Inside, strike 2. Nice pitch there. Not afraid to challenge Oliver on the inside portion of the plate. Full count pitch. That's hit into a gap. That could go down. That's trouble. Hunter Oliver rounding first base and headed to second. Right fielder fields it and throws it in, but Oliver will stay at second base with a 2-out double. Nice piece of hitting there.
So that caught stealing play turns out to be a real big play in the inning right there.
Absolutely. That could have driven in a run with the amount of distance Oliver got on that. We saw that a lot yesterday in the 2 games, but Hunter Oliver just really laying into one there and finding a gap.
Well, the wind's dead so far today. As like yesterday, the wind was howling out to left field, and you're right, we saw a lot of gap shots. And today, right now, with dead winds, so the ball will not get any help carrying.
I'll bring up Logan Peterson, the DH today, second on the team in RBIs, 47, looking to drive in another one here. One down in the dirt, ball 1. Yankel doing a nice job of having to block it up, and looks like Davison's unhappy with how the surface of the mound, as he's kicking some dirt off of it. So Hunter Oliver showing why he was the first team All-TCCAA catcher with his 14th double on the season. The 1-0. Fouled off. Great matchup here for the 10 o'clock game today. Usually the early game is the one that kind of gets the momentum building, and this is a great matchup between 2 really solid teams. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, nice off-speed pitch there.
Well, Dyersburg State, as I mentioned earlier, coming off a World Series run, has really been hurt by injuries throughout the year. I mean, you look at their stats. I mean, they're in the top 2 of each category, and you wonder how they end up being in the 4th seed. But it really has been decimated by injuries up and up. But it looks like they're healthy again.
Davidson gets Peterson swinging, and that'll end the first inning. So Cleveland State gets 2 hits, leaves 1 man on, and we will head to the bottom of the first tuned. We're back here in the bottom of the first inning. Dyersburg State Eagles to get a chance at the plate. It'll be Blake McCutcheon, the shortstop, and on the hill today. Mark, what pitcher do we have for the Cougars?
We've got Jackson Etter on the mound. Jackson is a freshman out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, here locally. He's had a really good year. He went 8-0 this year with 48 innings pitched and just over 9 Ks per 9. So really strong outing here. He's going to step in. I know they lost their top pitcher, had some arm problems here late in the week and was not able to go. So he's stepping in and hopefully going to be able to hold down this lineup.
From Signal Mountain High School in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So he's a local product here, and he gets first call strike, that one inside for a ball. So we'll see if the Chattanooga native can have a nice little reunion here in his hometown. Blake McCutcheon, Dino Diaz, JB Bitzenhofer here for the Eagles in this inning. As it looks like Henry steps off the rubber. Followed by Spencer Yankel, Reed Smith, Andrew Swanson, Ladarius Williams, Chandler Atkins, Bryce O'Brien. Hetter's third pitch of the at-bat. Nice little off-speed, goes inside. 1-2 count.
McCutcheon finished second in the conference in hitting this year at a 443 clip. I mean, had an outstanding year. He is a freshman, so they're looking for another year out of productivity out of him next year.
Nice to have that in your leadoff spot. Little slap shot, and that'll get fair. Nice piece of hitting here by McCutcheon. He's looking for extra bases. It's finally fielded by the right fielder, and he gets the stop sign at second base. That's why he's hitting above 400, folks. He drops one right on the line.
Just a nice cue shot right down the right field line and over there in that corner. He has really good speed, it looked like. I think he was kind of thinking of going for 3, but the rule is you never want to be the first out at third base, and it's a good way with this lineup. I'm sure the thing is get on second base, sit there, and let your boppers that are coming down the way here move you around.
Nice piece of hitting there. It's important for your leadoff man to get on, and that'll bring up Dino Diaz. He has 63 hits on the season. That leads the team. 49 runs batted in. He's looking for 50 here. First pitch from Etter. Swing and a miss. He was right on top of that one. Foul ball.
You're going to hear a lot of things about Dyersburg State. Diaz is the 7th-ranked hitter in the league. He's coming in at 390 clip. Dyersburg, I mean, we're going to keep talking about it, but they are the number 2 ranked team in this conference in hitting, fielding, and pitching. So, once again, it's kind of, I'm sure it's frustrating for them, in their mind, looking to where they ended in the 4th seed based on their stats. You would think they'd be in those 1 or 2 slots.
Folks, don't get mistaken. They are not your traditional 4 seed, and that one floats in there for strike 2. So last time Etter got ahead in the count with 2 strikes, but let McCutcheon off the hook with a nice shot and a double. So we'll see if Etter can make the necessary adjustments to get a crucial out. The 0-2 pitch.
ball in, but he just missed his spot and left the ball a little bit too much out on the plate. And with this kind of team, you do that, you're going to pay a price.
You hit the nail on the head yesterday talking about how this conference is a lot of hitting. We've already seen that here early with the Dyersburg State Eagles. Spencer Yankel, the cleanup hitter, coming up to the plate now. He's got an RBI situation, only 1 out. 7 home runs on the season. Went way inside ball 1.
Yeah, you can see Edder's really trying to work in, and obviously it's probably a sound plan that they had worked up prior to the game here, because with these hitters, I mean, they're overly aggressive. But if you leave the ball out, you've got to miss inside.
A 1-0 pitch to Yankel. A good pitch, strike 1. He's trying to nibble back on the inside portion of the plate there. The 1-1 pitch. Another good off-speed pitch there, 1-2.
You know, the story here, and we were talking about it yesterday, is just really this in a day like today with this type of team, is just try to stay. You just got to stay out of the big innings. I mean, just try to, if you can limit it to 1, 2 runs. I mean, in his mind, he's going to feel really good getting back in the dugout.
Think of your Southwest. Yesterday they scored in 6 of the 9 innings they played in. That ball gets away, but blocked up by Alva. They scored in the first 6 innings, but it was only 1 run in 5 of those 6 innings. So the Jackson Generals were able to limit the damage there, and you're exactly right. As long as you can limit it and not allow huge innings, you'll be all right. So 2-2 count to the catcher. Offer has a pretty healthy lead over at second base. Nice step off the rubber here. Yeah, he was really interested to see what JB was doing. He's got a rather large lead over on second. If the second baseman can make a move, they may be able to catch him napping. 2-2, way inside, ball 3.
Well, Edder's got the 3rd most innings pitched for the Cleveland State staff. So I mean, it's not a question of a pitcher here that's come out it's not been in that moment. But from what I understand, they haven't been a lot of conference innings. So this is a big moment for him. And he's probably like yesterday. These guys are just trying to take in the moment and not get too fast in your mind. Relax and make your pitches.
Payoff pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Yankel thought about going to first, but he gets rung up. That's a huge out for Mr. Edder. Going to bring up Reed Smith, number 6, playing center field today.
Here's another big bat. Reed was the 14th ranked hitter in the conference this year at about a 374 clip. So you got a base open here. So this is a real moment here where once again you don't want to leave the ball out over the plate.
And that hit him. 61 hits on the season, but that one he gets hit by the pitch. Now there's 2 runners on, like you said, where there was a base open. But with Reed Smith, 15 stolen bases this season, has yet to be caught stealing. Now there's 2 runners on, and that brings up Andrew Swanson as Oliver's going to talk to his battery mate.
So the reward he gets now is he gets a hitter coming up that was one of their top hitters last year, Andrew Swanson, who has been, from my understanding, has been injured off and on throughout the year. So he's kind of just getting back to being healthy, which is the right time for Dyersburg here. This is a dangerous hitter.
Absolutely. Dyersburg can really use some offensive power here, and the first pitch is a nice one inside, strike 1. 27 games played for Swanson, but 19 RBIs. So when he's in there, he's been impactful. The 0-1. Outside corner called strike. That's what he got Yankel on. As McCutcheon had, but he just pulls it a little to the right there. So now still 0-2.
Yeah, Swanson, it was an off-speed pitch now, and he looked like he hit it off the end of his bat. He had the right idea, trying to go to the right side with it, but he is definitely looking for the ball middle in. I mean, his stride is at that looking for the middle end where he can really turn hips and power out. So that ball was all kind of off the cue ball there.
0-2 count, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Swinging and a miss. That's a huge out for Etter, and he'll get out of it. So only 1 run scratched across for the Dyersburg State Eagles. It's 1-0. We'll head to the top of the second. Here we go, the top of the second inning. 1-0 your score. Dyersburg State on top. That'll bring up the Cleveland State Cougars and Joey Robertson, sophomore first baseman. Being a sophomore, you know he's had a lot of at bats this season. 33 walks, only 18 strikeouts. So he's looking to get some offense going. Here is Mr. Robertson, who has 5 home runs on the season, hitting a .328 clip. I went in there, strike 1. Davidson counting the zone early.
Well, look at it, Robertson. He's a sophomore, like you said. He's from Wayne, Illinois, and I'm looking at their roster, and obviously you would think most of them are littered with Tennessee kids, and they are, but he is one of the lone guys that came in from out of state all the way to Cleveland.
The 0-1 pitch is a high fly ball. That'll be reeled in by the third baseman, O'Brien, and he brings it in for out number 1. I shouldn't assume that it'll be reeled in because yesterday we saw some fly balls that were lost in the sun with the wind carrying it. It was quite a show.
Yeah, like I said, the wind's dead right now, so you would think you get a regular fly ball, you're not going to see too much movement, but you just never know.
Brett Baldwin comes up to the plate. His first pitch outside, ball 1. Baldwin on the year. He got a .315 with .384 on base to finish his OPS around 789. The 1-0. Outside, ball 2. So Coach Paulie Castro is looking to get some offense going here as he knows the Dyersburg State Eagles are a potent lineup this year. And that one's lofted in the left field side. That may get down in fair territory, and it does. That one's down, and it looks like Baldwin thought about second and holds up. So he gets a little bloop single there and maybe moving the line a little bit for the Cougars.
Little seeing eye hit there. Texas leaguer that fell right on the left field line. Chandler Atkins did a nice job of grabbing it barehanded and getting the ball back into second base.
That's a tough play there for left field as that one drops right on the line. As you see, a little wet out there, the playing surface, and Atkins slipped ever so slightly. But Cameron Payne up to the plate here for the top hitters for Cleveland State Cougars. First pitch. That one's hitting the right field. That could be trouble. Backtracking it and making a leaping catch is Bitzenhofer. Nice piece of defense there, and looks like he robbed Payne of one.
Yeah, that was a really, really nice play. And actually, even more so because the sun is in his face. It's coming in to the right field side. So, I mean, he had to be handling that a little bit as well as the depth of the ball.
That's a big out there. Davidson on 1 pitch, 1 out as Bitzenhofer makes a leaping catch and forces Baldwin to come back and tag. It'll bring up Trey Vanderpool, shortstop. He's a sophomore.
Dyersburg, but I don't want to be remiss here and say Cleveland State finished third in the conference in hitting, although their team batting average is just over 300. But after you go from Walter State to Dyersburg State, there's a bit of a drop in batting average, but still they are the third-ranked team in the conference.
Solid matchup between two good lineups here. Vanderpool ground ball, and that is in foul territory. So no play for O'Brien to make, but yeah, you're exactly right. Cleveland State has a very solid lineup as well. They've done a good job hitting, and a lot of home runs on the year. They're up to 40 on the season with a slugging percentage at .476. So they're getting a hold of the ball quite often here. As Vanderpool's 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Davidson gets out of that jam, and that'll take us to the bottom of the second inning. Your score, 1-0, Dyersburg State. And we're back, bottom of the second inning, and that'll bring up Ladarius Williams, first baseman for Dyersburg State, with .295 this season. Squares on the bunt, puts one down to third base line. Fielded cleanly, thrown over to first in time. Kind of a push bunt, but Baldwin wasn't fooled.
Yeah, really nice play there. Third baseman read that quickly, got down there and got the ball because Williams does have pretty good speed. Nice job by the third baseman there.
Looks like Williams tried to deaden the ball and was unable to get enough. He hit it a little too hard, got too much of the barrel. As that'll bring up Chandler Atkins. Sitting at .277 average this year. As we saw warming up, Eder kind of stumbled on the mound, if you will. I guess he lost his footing. So we'll see if that has any effect on his delivery here in this inning. High fly ball. That could be out in foul territory, but the catcher's looking to make a play. Oliver thinking about it, but that's over our heads.
No. Eder's one of those pitchers, few of them, that apparently likes to start his windup from the stretch. So he's probably comfortable the most with it, either by previous experience in relief pitching, but a lot of pitchers go that route because it's easier to get started in their tight, compact motion.
It helps them when they have runners on to be more comfortable as well. 0-1, just high, ball one.
Atkins is one of those guys that Coach White brought in last year. He was a transfer, I believe, mid-season transfer from, I believe it was Belmont. I'm not sure, but he had a really strong year last year. It was one of the catalysts for their run to Grand Junction.
Dyersburg State up located in northwest Tennessee in Dyer County, and that's a base hit by Atkins as he gets on. That'll bring up Bryce O'Brien. You think being with the location that Dyersburg is, maybe they get players from states such as Missouri, maybe Arkansas, but a lot of Tennessee talent here, and they've even dabbled in a few states that you really wouldn't think that they would get players from. And Bryce O'Brien here with a runner on, 1 out. First pitch to him outside.
Well, having followed this league the last few years, Dyersburg has obviously always been competitive, but it seems like the last 3 to 4 years, Coach White has really kind of turned the accelerator on with this program. level where you're winning conference championships, players seem to find you real quickly that are looking to make moves.
First pitch to the leadoff man, Blake McCutcheon, who's 1 for 1 on the day with a double and a run score. You're exactly right. The more of the national exposure that you get tends to be that players from not only your state but states surrounding, areas surrounding you, will find you and want to come play. The 0-1 pitch to McCutcheon, squares at the bunt. That'll get down. We'll see if Baldwin can do it again. Fields it bare hand, throws the first in time. Nice play there for the third out of the inning.
That was a nice play.
They're testing Rhett Baldwin, and he's answered and passed. So we'll head to the top of the third inning, rather. And your score still 1-0, Dyersburg State. Top three, 1-0 your score. Leading off for the Cougars, 9-hole hitter, Caleb Collins. Davidson's first pitch hit way outside, ball 1. Collins on the year. That 9-hole position, sophomore, batting at 196. With 250 on base as finishes. Paulie Castro looking to get some production out of his 9-hole hitter. That one in there, strike 1. Davidson's already got 2 strikeouts and 2 innings work. Looking to add that total here. A 1-1 count. Thought about going around, strike called from the umpire. Now it's a 1-2 count.
Now Davidson really has a nice slider, kind of a late break. Starts in the middle of the plate and breaks off to the outside. Tough on a right-hander.
I tell you what, Davidson is really attacking that dirt there, really cleaning his cleats off and getting that grip, because he's on a couple of occasions had issues with it. So he's trying to get that mound ready. That one high for ball 2.
He must be digging what Etter's finding before he gets back up there. And whatever Davidson's doing is messing up with Etter here.
2-2 count. Nice pitch there, fouled off. Good job to fight that one off. That one headed towards the parking lot. That's on the roof of the athletic field house, actually. I can see. I'm looking at it right now as it's rolling back down. 2-2 count. The 9-hole hitter moves quickly, does Davidson. Outside, ball 3.
Well, you couldn't find him. Once again, a beautiful day out here at the ballpark. I mean, a lot of activity. I think the Lady Tigers are playing right now on the first start of the softball tournament. First day, really first full day.
That one hit into right field, backtracking that is Bitzenhover, and it's on the warning track. Nice catch. JB reels it in. 2 nice plays out there for right field, and he's caught some wind there for Collins, but he's put down.
That ball drifted. He kind of drifted with it. I'm sure the sun is playing some, they're fighting the sun a little bit, but he drifted. The ball just got right to the fence line. I mean, really, really close.
A nice job there to recognize the warning track and know where the fence is, because if that gets down, Collins may be on third base. First pitch to the leadoff man, Noah Hill, in there, strike 1. 71 degrees today here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. As you said, a very nice day. Not a whole lot of wind. Maybe that'll pick up later in the day. I know some teams are looking forward to having that. The 0-1, down in there. That one hops up and hits the back screen.
to give him a hit on that. That was a really nice backstab play by McCutcheon. Had the deep throw and really came in the dirt, and Williams wasn't able to pick it up. Boy, that really looked nice from the beginning.
Yeah, very nice slide and throw from the knees. That's a tough pick for Williams to make, but if he'd have made it, it's been one of the best plays in the tournament thus far. So I'll bring up Brandon Mason, playing center today. He flew out to left field. One out, one runner on. The pitch outside. Looked like it may have caught the corner. Umpire says it's high. 1-0.
Hill's got 8 stolen bases, so we need to keep an eye on him, especially behind 1-0. I would be surprised to see him move a little bit.
He was caught stealing last time he was on the base path. That one's down to their ball, too. So looking for a hitter's count here is Brandon Mason. He's ahead 2-0.
He's got Oliver getting ready to come up here, so his big swinger. So, I mean, he's got to be cognizant of that, but that's going to play.
That'll get down. Nice base hit to center field. Tough play for the center fielder. He can't make it. Here comes Hill, coming around second and third, and Mason will stand up at third base with a triple. Oh, maybe he'll think about help. No, Williams makes the pick. Ties it up, does Brandon Mason, as he gets a nice triple. Very useful for Coach Paulie Castro, and now we got a new ball game.
Looked like the center fielder had a little bit of problem with the bounce. It kind of short hopped him and got past him down the fence. Probably gave the extra base, but you're right. A really nice job of hitting there by Mason, moving the pitch where it was at and driving it in the alley.
We were told earlier the field is a little soft today with some dew, so you got to watch those bounces out in the outfield and in the infield here. So just somewhat of a misplay there by Smith. 1-0 pitch to Oliver on the outside corner, strike one.
I imagine Oliver's not going to see too many fastballs in this situation here. He's got a base open. The batter's following. I'm sure they'd rather pitch to them as opposed to challenging Oliver.
And Oliver 1-for-1 with a double today. And how big does that seem, that last inning where there were 2 runners on and he was able to get a couple strikeouts for his team? Did Eder. 1-1, down in dirt, ball 2. So no fastballs like you said thus far. And this is a great situation. Mason with a lot of speed on third. Oliver can get the sac fly or do some damage in the gap. Nobody you'd rather have at the plate for Cleveland State. Outside corner, nice pitch, strike two.
You know, when you start seeing a bunch of sliders like Davidson's going to give you, as a batter, you're going to just kind of start waiting on it. And then when he pops that fastball in, it kind of hits you off guard, like just right then. And really good fastball, and he took it.
The 2-2 pitch. Thought about it, didn't go, ball 3. So a full count here, does have a base open. Pitch, ground ball to the third baseman. He goes to the plate. Tough pick. It's called out. Nice job there by the catcher. Yankel to pick that one up and place the tag. Not a great throw by O'Brien, but a huge out there.
Yeah, he was totally committed to that play. As soon as it was hit to him, he knew that's where he was going to go home. And a nice job by the catcher, having to reach tag. Bang, bang play there.
Umpire was right on top of it, and that pick by Yankel was huge because he was able to get it and place the tag on a quick base runner in Mason. That'll bring up Logan Peterson, the DH. We may be talking about that run later in the game today. Nice off speed inside, strike one.
Well, Dyersburg's really flashing the glove so far. I mean, they're very athletic in the infield, move around, and not hesitant to make a that's what you want to do with that. I mean, if you try to pull it, you're going to roll over on it and hit a weak ground ball to third or short. So, I mean, excellent job of hitting.
Got to be aggravating for Davidson is not a whole lot of strong contact by the Cougars other than Oliver and the triple by Mason. Other than that, they've been getting on with infield singles and bloop hits. But, hey, you got to do what you got to do, as it looks like Dyersburg's got a bit of a shift on. Diaz is playing second base in shallow right field. So that one's fouled off to Joey Robertson.
Yeah, with this kind of shift here, heavy to the right side, they're counting on Davidson to throw that slider in on Robertson and jam him and hit that ball over towards second base or first. Everything's moved towards second base, right field.
Shortstop's playing over really close to second base. Oliver on second. Fouls that one off, does Robertson. Now it's 0-2. So we've had two pitches, and both of them have been fouled off to the left.
Cleveland State's doing a really good job. I mean, they're a fine hit. They're very competitive at bats. Big difference from what we saw from yesterday. I mean, really, both sides are each at bat at each other. There's a lot of battling going on.
And in today's matchups, usually you got the team's ace number one pitcher going on the hill, so they're going to have to be a lot of quality at bats if you're going to want to scratch out a W. The 0-2 to Robertson. That one goes into the shift. Perfectly played. Diaz reels it in for the third out. Coach Robert White dials it up as they get the third out of the inning. But not before Cleveland State gets a run off the Brandon Mason triple. It's all tied, one apiece at the bottom of the third. Bottom three here, 1-1 your score. Dyersburg State up to the plate, leading off is the second baseman who made the nice fly out in the shift. I know Diaz, as he was shifted back, Coach White dialing it up, and he hit it right to him. If he wasn't there, Mark, like you said, that's a single for the Cougars. First pitch, Diaz is outside, ball one.
Yeah, that's what kind of the shifts we see from some of the major league teams now on TV. You know, these crazy shifts where the second baseman's out in right field, and I know the Astros see that play that often.
Sometimes they'll put four outfielders out there in the shift. The 1-0 pitch to Diaz, swinging in a foul ball, that'll get out of play. 1-1. So you know, when you see that as a hitter, you know they're trying to work the inside. So your thought is, I got to get my barrel around a little quicker than usual. The 1-1. That's a chopper, big league chop, fielded by Baldwin. We've seen him make some plays earlier, and he does so here. 5-3 put out. What a nice day today has Brett Baldwin at third base.
Yeah, I've seen enough of Brett Baldwin at third base to know I don't think I want to get to him over there. If
4 bunts.
Yes.
Got to be smart with a solid defender on the hot corner. That'll bring up the right fielder, J.B. Bitzenhofer, as he's doubled in his first at-bat, but he's made even better plays out in the outfield today. That's a good pitch. Inside strike one. You got to give credit to Etter here. He's
was hit a lot harder than the previous ball, and that really ate him up. So, I mean, he just did the best he could with that. Unfortunately, just wasn't able to come clean. But, you know, we talked about yesterday with a couple times with it. The ball seems to find you after maybe you've made a miscue, and all of a sudden, boom. We saw that yesterday with the center field situation on Southwest.
And for Jackson as well, they had to rotate some guys over. It was a tough day to play out in the outfield yesterday, and for the infielders, some high hops. First pitch to Smith, that's a good pitch. Strike one. So the Signal Mountain product here, Etter on the mound, is looking to get a double play ball to get out of this jam. Dyersburg, base hit, potentially scores two.
That might be out.
That's a hard hit fly ball to left field, and that's to the wall. Looks like Bitzenhofer will be trying to score. The left fielder had trouble fielding it, and here comes the throw to the third. He'll make it in time. Reed Smith with a 2 RBI triple, and this game is no longer tied. 3-1 Eagles. You could tell off the bat that was going to be trouble.
Yeah, he really got a good swing at that. Just a little bit more height they would have carried over, but yeah, he really jumped all over that pitch.
So a 1-out triple has made this game 3-1, and it brings up Andrew Swanson. Very dangerous part of the order here for Dyersburg. First pitch to him, that'll get through. That will bring in another run. Swanson delivers an RBI. Now it's 4-1. Dyersburg State. You can only keep this offense down for so long.
Well, it's got to be frustrating for Coach Policastro. I mean, like I said, as a pitcher too. I mean, you get a couple of ground balls. I mean, he got the first out. Really got basically a routine ground ball for the next batter, and get a bad throw, and bang, bang, bang. Before you know it, you're giving up 3 runs, and you're kind of wondering where did that all happen. But
yeah, exactly, only 2 earned runs here for Etter, as the other 2 runs were on errors. So he's trying to just get out of this. He's still got the double play ball in effect, and Ladarius Williams coming up to plate. He grounded out to Baldwin and tried to do a quick bunt there, and Baldwin wasn't having it. See if Williams wants to try it again. The first pitch. Outside, ball 1.
no, we've seen Cleveland State swing. So I mean, 4-1.
Oh, yeah.
It's still early in the game. We're a third of the way in here. So I mean, they just have to get back to it. Etter needs to get the ground ball, try to get out of this inning with a double play.
The 1-0 pitch. Throws over to first. You're exactly right. No lead is safe in this league, as everyone's swinging. Throw over to first again. Back in time. This is the first time we've seen Etter throw over. Tries to pick off moves. He does it again. I can't look down for 1 second without him throwing over for Swanson. Williams steps out, helps his teammate out, let him catch his breath. The 1-0 to Williams. Inside, that's popped up behind us. A 1-1 count. On the season, 46 RBIs for the first baseman. The team leaders in that. Throws over to first time. 3 home runs to go along with 9 doubles. 46 games played. The 1-1. That one's going to get down. Another base hit. We'll see what Swanson wants to do. He gets the stop sign at second. Neal's hold there, but another hit there for the Eagles, and they've got something going here.
Well, here we go now. Atkins with a base hit last time, so the wheels are now starting to move here for the Eagles hitting machine. And once again, we're back in the city. Etter's got to settle in here and try to get a ground ball.
So Atkins coming up to the plate, and as you said, 1 for 1 with a single. That ground ball is ever elusive right now for the
three or four of them that just went crazy because that kind of did. But you're right. He trapped it inside his arm and shoulder there. Did a nice job.
The runners at second and third for Bryce O'Brien, who flew out to right field last at bat. Gave it a good ride towards the gap. Outside corner, strike one. O'Brien went to, it's like Etowah High School, 27.
That's just north of Atlanta, I believe. So he made the trip over to Dyersburg from Georgia.
0-1, down in the dirt. Ball one. You see a couple of Georgia products here for Dyersburg State. One, Miami Southbridge High School, similar to Florida. Ravenwood, Tennessee area. Seminole High School, North Cobb. 1-1. Down in the dirt. That gets away from the catcher.
Okay. Swanson was really aggressive on the third baseline. I thought for a second he was going to try for it there. He made the right decision going back, but nice block by Oliver, at least keeping it in front of him just off the plate.
Oliver keeping it in front, not allowing the runners to advance. That would have been the second play at the plate here in today's matchup. So 2-1 count to Bryce O'Brien. Two runners on the pitch. Looks like a good one, strike two. O'Brien not completely happy with that call, but it looked like a pretty solid pitch down the middle of the plate.
Yeah, I guess,
Too low.
he kind of tilted his head back there, but you know what? Must have been close enough to call there. So straight 2-2s here, base open.
Header's pitch, swing and a miss. Fouled it off, rather. So he fouls it off into the dirt, unable to make the catches. Oliver, and O'Brien's still alive. Two outs, two runners on for O'Brien. Way outside, that gets away from the catcher. Here comes Swanson in the plate, and he's going to score standing up. So a pitch high and outside. Oliver can't make the play. Swanson takes advantage. You mentioned how aggressive he was over on third base the first time it got away. That time it pays off.
Yeah, there was no doubt he was coming home on that. That was a really Eder lost complete control of that fastball that Oliver didn't really have a chance.
Now at full count, still base open, runner on third, two outs. Bryce O'Brien looking to add to this total. That one slapped to the right field, and that will tail foul. Very close. If he hits it a few inches more to the left, that's a base hit, potentially a double or triple. definition of a seeing eye fluke single, as another single for Baldwin, and the Cleveland State Cougars are in business here. Man, that was a few shots.
We have seen some. These last 2 days, I mean, I've seen more cue shots than kind of like you would think missed hit. Tinkers just right over the infield for base hits, and that is frustrating for a pitcher. But you know what? That's just part of baseball.
A lot of opportunities here for Cleveland State. They got 7 hits on the day, only 1 run to show for it, though. Baldwin on first, inside pitch. Cameron Payne, and that will be ball 1. A lot of hits in this tournament thus far, behind the definition of hit it where they ain't. And that's exactly what's going on here. 1-0 pitch, high, ball 2. Looks like we'll have a mound visit. Folks, stay tuned today. We've got another matchup after this one. Jackson State, we saw them win the play-in game yesterday. We'll be taking on Walter State, the number 1 seed, 50 wins on the season for the Cinders out of Morristown, Tennessee. Columbia State then takes on Ball State today at 4:30. Then the host team, Chattanooga State, will play Motlow State at 7:30 tonight. That's the night game. So those times are somewhat tentative. We know how baseball can go. The 2-0 pitch, high and inside. The mound visit didn't really help. Brett Baldwin got back in time thanks to a slip from the catcher. Mr. Yankel fell when he turned a little too quickly. Baldwin, I don't think, was going to head for second either way.
Well, he rushed back thinking the ball was going to stay back there, and that ball ricocheted completely straight back and landed right at him by the time he turned around. I mean, that would have been, the runner would have been dead out if he'd have taken off.
Fortunate bounce there for Dyersburg, and fortunate for the Cougars that the runner didn't go. 3-0 count. Red light for Mr. Payne, and he takes strike 1. On deck is Trey Vanderpool. He struck out swinging last time, and Caleb Collins. The 3-1 in there, strike 2. So it went from the red light to the green light, didn't like the pitch. Now he's got a full count. 1 on, nobody out. 4-run difference here. Dyersburg in the lead. One's roped down the left field line, but foul.
Hope they get that one back. That went right into the bushes there on the forest.
That's a tough one to find, as that was a laser just foul. A full count still. Payne trying to get on base to move the line along. Payoff pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop. McCutcheon makes a nice play. Throws second for 1. Over to first. In time, a huge double play by Dyersburg State.
Well, that was a really, really nice, smooth play. McCutcheon makes a turn there, or made the throw, nice hard throw. Second baseman makes a nice turn. I mean, that was a major league double play there.
That's a backbreaker for Cleveland State. Lost a lot of momentum there, as Andrew McCutcheon flashing the leather and showing how well he can hit. Mark is not either one of the top 2 teams, TCC all district team this year, but he's showing that he may be a force to be reckoned with in this tournament.
Now, Mr. McCutcheon, I'm really, really impressed with his glove. I mean, his bat too, but he is smooth at shortstop.
Vanderpool takes the first pitch for strike 1. McCutcheon, that's a name in baseball that's won a couple MVPs, and I think at least one, with Andrew McCutcheon of the Pittsburgh Pirates down to the San Francisco Giants. Vanderpool takes a ball. 1-1. So Cleveland State looking to rebound after that double play. And so that was a big momentum swing there. If they could have at least just had 1 out with a runner on, that'd been better with nobody on, 2 outs.
deck Noah Hill, who's had 2 hits today. So, I mean, you got 2 outs now. You've had 2 quick outs. He's kind of getting himself back in a situation where he's going to be a threat to lose control of an inning here.
Wanting to right the ship, if you will, as Davidson doesn't want to allow any type of momentum for Cleveland State. The 2-1. Good pitch there, 2-2. Really working that fastball today, mixing it in with some off-speed slider changeup. He steps off the rubber ball top. Ground ball. Here comes McCutcheon. Fields it cleanly. Throws over to first in time. Nice play by the shortstop. So Davidson gets out of it. And Cleveland State unable to scratch across a run. Still 5-1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Leading off the bottom of the 4th, shortstop, who said his name a couple times, Blake McCutcheon. It's 1 for 2 on the day with a double in the first inning, ended up scoring a run. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Almost got the inside corner. 2-0. So McCutcheon splashed the leather today and showed that he's got some ability to hit. As that one's taken for a strike on the season. McCutcheon sitting at a .429 clip towards the top of the conference. 17 stolen bases. 26 RBIs from that leadoff position. 1 home run, 3 doubles. Already has 1 day, so 4 doubles on the season as that one's taken for strike 2. And folks, only a freshman, so Coach White has a good one here in his shortstop, maybe a staple for the next year as he looks to build off of this momentum. 2-2 pitch. Tried to mess him up with his timing. That one's hit to left center field. Tracked down and reeled in by Payne. So McCutcheon flies out. Did you happen to catch that little pause in his delivery from Eder?
Yeah, you got a little Louis Tiant back in the day. I don't know if you weren't around at that point.
No.
That's back in the 70s. You remember Louis? You ever read about Louis Tiant? He used to go. He'd stop halfway and rotate his body around. He used to pitch for the Red Sox. But yeah, you're right. I mean, Eder's done a good job. I mean, the score doesn't. And you would think you first look at it, you think, well, he's lost control, but he really hasn't. I mean, he's kept things under control except for 1 inning.
First pitch to Diaz is strike 1, and
I mean, the bullpen's empty right now. I mean, he's doing the job for Coach Paulie Castro. I mean, 5-1, the game is still under control. I mean, it's just Cleveland State needs to string some hits together. together, and it's going to be tough off Davidson.
Foul ball makes it 0-2. So for Dyersburg, you don't want to be caught in that position where you're going 3 up, 3 down, or not getting base runners on, or not building on your lead. You don't want to be content with certain pitches that aren't especially great. So you want to have the right mindset going into your at-bat and try and draw out some ABs. Diaz is 0-2. High, ball 1. The 1-2 pitch. That's fisted off. Baldwin unable to make the play. We've seen him make some spectacular plays today. Unable to get that one. That one looks more like it's a shortstop ball rather than third base. But Baldwin tries to make it, unable to field it cleanly. So, reach on a hit for Diaz.
Yeah, I think Baldwin, I mean, you said it was leaning more towards the shortstop. He was trying to be a little bit overly aggressive on that and just got the tip of his glove.
J.P. Bitzenhofer, his first pitch to him is ball 1. J.P.'s had a pretty good day today. Reached on an air, doubled in the first inning. Had some nice plays defensively.
I would imagine we're going to see some movement here. I'm sure Diaz, I don't check here what his stolen base count is this year.
Got 3 stolen bases on the year.
I mean, he looks like he's fairly athletic, taking a good, healthy lead here. 1 out, like to get into scoring position.
1-0. If he takes it, ball 2. I agree with you. I wouldn't be surprised. 1 out, a little hit and run, maybe a stolen base. Coach White wants to get these guys moving, eliminate that momentum from the double play that they would allow. 2-0. Outside corner, strike 1. Coach Paulie Castro gets the pitch he wants there. Now it's 2-1 count. Bitzenhofer fouls it off. Now a 2-2 count.
Couldn't tell if that butterfly we're looking here is in our room or is it on the other side. It's like
got some wildlife flying.
Yeah, we're down here on the river edge here. There's a lot of things going on.
2-2 count. 1 out, 1 runner on. Bitzenhofer at the plate. Swing and a miss. A good strikeout there by Eder and helps his cause. That'll bring up Spencer Yankel. Yankel from Olentangy Liberty High School.
I'm not familiar with the location of that.
No idea.
Coach White did not list the state next to the high schools, unfortunately, on the roster here.
Just the high schools.
Tough for you and me to decipher where these geographic are located, being that they're on the western side of the state.
First pitch to Yankel. Hits it to right field. That could be trouble tracking it down. And reeling it in is Collins. So Eder does a nice job there to work around the single
guys have put in some innings, and you just hope that your staff is somewhat healthy, if not totally healthy, when you get to this point. But a lot of times it just doesn't happen. You just have to react to it, and most teams don't have the pitching staffs.
2-2 hitting the center field. That was on the button. Backtracking it and reeling it in. Mr. Smith. So nice job there by Reed Smith to corral that one, as it looks like the American flag's blowing a little bit, so we got a little bit of action in the wind department. As you said, not a whole lot of arms for a lot of teams, and you got to make sure that you save as much as you can while spending enough. So it's a real balance game here for the coaches away. If you're fortunate to be about 4 or 5 deep, then you're sitting pretty. First pitch is a strike to Mason. Last time up, he tripled and then got caught in a fielder's choice at home plate. Nice off-speed pitch there, 0-2.
Well, I'm sure Coach Polycastro's still happy about, even though he's behind 5-1, that he's gotten 4 solid innings out of his starter, Eder, who really kind of was put in this situation because of the Mills injury.
Tough play by Williams here. Nice sliding catch, and he got him. Nice job there by Williams to make the throw over to first, but a great effort by Mason to slide into first. A little PFT for Davidson, and it's the second out of the inning.
Yeah, that was a really nice play. I mean, great job also by the pitcher getting down the line there, with Mason having good speed getting up the line. So, I mean, we've seen some really nice defensive plays on both sides. I mean, this has been a really, really very smooth played game from all facets.
Very athletic infield for the Eagles this year. The first pitch to Oliver, outside. Oliver's doubled and grounded into a fielder's choice. The 0-1. Outside in the dirt, ball 1. it's down in fair territory. Reed Smith will be at second base. Nobody could come up with the fly ball. They lost in the sun.
That I saw the same play in the major leagues a few nights ago. The Astros against, I can't remember, in the same type play. I mean, really, Oliver's calling it first, but that's a tough play for him to come back around. I mean, you got to look for the third baseman to come hard in there to call that pitch, call that fly ball. You just hate to see that fall. I mean, that's the kind of plays obviously you have to make against a team like Dyersburg or any team for that matter. But I mean, that's a real backbreaker there. I'm sure Coach Paulie Castro is just frustrated that you work on those kind of plays during the fall and you take them for granted. Those fly balls like that, you just kind of write it off as an out. And sometimes they're just, I mean, you got to communicate. The fielder's got to communicate. The pitcher's got to be instructing the fielder who's going to take that fly ball.
And you see them do it in warm-ups for in and out. A lot of teams, coaches will hit it straight up and have them work on that. So as you said, yeah, that's some winter stuff, but it'll rear its ugly head sometimes in the tournament. So it's a situation where the Cougars have to work around. So Reed Smith standing on second, and now with Andrew Swanson at the plate, we've seen him cause some damage here with an early single.
Now, I was just informed that the Chat State Lady Tigers are behind actually 4-2 right now. I don't know who they're playing in the first round. That's a bit of a surprise right now. Tigers are, I believe, ranked 12th in the nation. I mean, their winner of this tournament goes straight to the national tournament in St. George's, Utah.
2-0 count. Coach Black, Golden One, get the Lady Tigers back in gear here late in the season.
But over here, we've got some situation. Obviously, he's got open base, but he's got three hitters coming in a row here that really put the bat on the ball. So this is a lot of pressure now on Eder. I don't kind. He's going to call timeout here. These Dyersburg hitters, I mean, they're very aggressive at the plate. I mean, and a pitcher can use that to his advantage. I mean, you can throw some changeups. I mean, these guys are. I mean, they are really, really just overly aggressive as far as wanting to take cuts.
So the air on the catcher leads to Reed Smith being at second, and that throw over to first looks like the tag was placed right on Reed Smith's head. Luckily, he had that helmet on.
Smith's not getting an overly aggressive lead, but they are trying to keep him as close as they can, knowing that the Eagles are going to try to move him over to third.
2-0 counts the DH Swanson. That's a tough play. It's foul. So he hit it straight down and it rolled. And you don't want Rhett Baldwin up charging and throwing to first, but that would have moved the runner over to third. Nobody was covering.
Yeah, that would have been a tough play. We do know, obviously, we know Swanson's not up there to bunt. He's not the bunting type of hitter. So, they're shading him hard to the left, which makes sense. So, it'd be interesting to see if Swanson could take that outside pitch and go to the right side of the infield, which is really the fundamental thing you want to do to get that runner to third.
2-1. Fouled straight back. He's seeing the ball well.
Yeah, he had a good cut there. He just missed it. I get the feeling Dyersburg, I'm sure they're kind of sensing a little bit of blood here. Circling here a little bit. Eagles, the Cougars off that last fly ball. I'm sure that they're sensing a 5-run lead. This is kind of a chance here we can kind of get the wheels in motion here and get a real spread in the score.
Got a runner in scoring position, nobody out in a good portion of your lineup coming up to the plate. Tough situation for the Cougars. They've gotten out of situations like this before. One fisted to the shortstop. Rhett Baldwin reels it in, so that'll be the first out of the inning. So he does a good job of fighting inside and getting one out.
Really nice pitch by Eder there. He really got jammed in his kitchen, actually, right on those fingertips, man. That's a perfect situation from them. And now, once again, they still have a base open. They can pitch to Williams, probably very carefully.
Does have a single on the day, does Williams. Tried to get a bunt down and was unable to do that. He's 1 for 2, the first baseman. First pitch hit right between first and second. That'll move Reed Smith, and he's coming home. We may have a play at the plate here, and Oliver's going to have to come out and get it. Reed Smith will score on the RBI single from Ladarius Williams, and now it's 6-1. Dyersburg.
Nice job by Williams. that pitch inside and just powered it over between first and second.
Double play ball is in effect here for the Cougars, but the lead is growing for the Eagles as Reed Smith was on his horse from second base with a nice situational hitting from the left-hand first baseman. First pitch to Atkins, down low, and Oliver's going to want to talk to his pitcher. Folks, if you can't follow on the live stream video all day, find us on Twitter, our username at TCCAA Region 7 BSB. You get live updates after every half inning. You can stay in tune with the schedule of the day. As the 1-0 count to Chandler Atkins. 1 out, 1 runner on. That one's in foul territory, as that would have been a tough play for the first baseman to make.
Yeah, he kind of rolled over the ball there.
You've got a hitter like Atkins from the left side, a runner on first base. Got a decent amount of speed, does Williams. You have to have a stolen base this year. Moves well in his secondary lead. Strike 2, 1-2 count, 1 out. As Atkins here wants to build on his lead as much as possible. 3 errors on the day for the Cougars. That's what's really sticking out from the scoreboard. And some costly ones at that thus far. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Atkins goes down on strikes. Eder does a nice job of getting around that. Now Bryce O'Brien will come up to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He's due for a base hit. Almost had one his first at bat. Line flew out to the third baseman the second time.
Yeah, there was a nice changeup there and really had Atkins way out in front on that pitch. Totally defenseless.
Eder looking to try and get out of this jam as quickly as possible. First pitch way outside. Strike 1. Ball 1, rather. The 1-0 ground ball to the shortstop. Fielded by Vanderpool and throws the second. The fielder's choice forced out. Dyersburg gets 1 run, adds to that lead. Your score now 6-1 as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Top of the 6th here, we've got Logan Peterson, the DH, coming up to the plate. Yes. He is 0 for 2 today. 1 for 2, rather. 0-1 count. Davidson's still on the hill. No action, neither bullpen. The 0-1 pitch, a little high for ball 1. So a 1-1 count.
Yeah, Yeah, Davidson's done a really good job. Very methodical. Just kind of kept the Cougs under control. Other than that one inning where they got a run, but for the most part, he is doing very consistent.
Way inside. If he'd have turned his back, he'd have gotten a free base. 2-1 to Peterson. Peterson on the season, one of the top hitters. Second on the team in RBIs with 47, slugging at a 6.01 percentage. That one in there, strike 2. Kind of quick pitched him there. Count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Davison battles back to get a K. That's the second one on Peterson. He's now up to about 4 strikeouts. Check that, 3 strikeouts. It'll bring up Joey Robertson, playing first base today, 0 for 2. Couple of flyouts, 1 to third, 1 to second. There's the shift. You see Diaz in shallow right field, and JP has moved close to the line. Big old gap if he can find the scoreboard. Way inside. Ew, called strike. He jumped back. I initially reacted that it was way too inside.
Yeah, with that shift there, it really relies on a very athletic second baseman, and we've seen from him that he is that. I mean, he can cover a lot of ground. Obviously, be able to charge the ball immediately because he's almost middle depth outfield.
And also, he can. He's shown that he's got a strong enough arm that he can catch up and throw a runner out with relative ease. 2 strikes now on Robertson. 2-2 count. Got to be somewhat interesting to see the shift at this level for a hitter. You're not typically you don't usually see that. That one goes into the shift, and there it is again. Yep. Diaz, right on the money, 2 outs. Nice job by Coach White to dial that up.
I mean, that was almost identical to Robertson's last time up, where he got jammed. But on normal condition, that would have been he'd had 2 base hits because it would have been very tough for the second baseman to get back. But I mean, it was a routine pop up based on where they had him placed.
Just taking a glance over at Coach White, he's orchestrating the defensive alignment for the outfield for this batter now, Rhett Baldwin. His 3rd at bat for the day. First pitch to him, hit over towards left field, but foul. Heads up over there. He's 2 for 2 actually. 2 singles. He had that nice dropped bloop cue ball, insert adjective here. Base hit last at bat. Nobody on, 2 outs. Inside.
Well, it looked like a nice pitch there. I guess it was a little bit inside. It looked from here, it looked like it was covering the plate.
A 1-1 count now to Baldwin. As he was thrown out at second last time after a double play ball from Cameron Payne. That was the last momentum really the Cougars had. 1-1, that goes to Diaz. He's unable to make the play. Baldwin may be thinking about second base here, but he'll hold up at first. 3 for 3, 3 singles, so Baldwin's doing his part for the Cougars.
A strong day by him, and that was a really scorched line drive there, just under the glove of the second baseman, Diaz.
Shift would not have helped him there, but the Cougars have something going here. Cameron Payne gets another opportunity. Last time, rounded into a double play, which ended up costing the Cougars a little bit of momentum here.
Well, this is definitely obviously a situation where the Cougs could use some 2-out offense here, get something out of this.
Inside pitch. 1-0.
I don't think Baldwin's his stats don't show that he's going to be a stolen base threat, so they're going to need to have something in the alley.
No stolen
for him to
bases
score
on the season. 1-0 in there, strike 1.
And Davidson's just been, he'll give up a hit, but then he gets right back on the horse and just kind of shuts you down. So it's been really tough on the Cougs to string together 2-3 hits in a row.
Paulie Castro's looking for answers from his offense as he's leaning on Cameron Payne here to make some adjustments. Plopped up. That's going to be right in McCutcheon's wheelhouse. Reeled in the 3rd out of the inning. So the Cougars strand 1, but we move on to the bottom of the 6th. Your score still 6-1, Dyersburg State Eagles.
Number 3, Blake McCutcheon.
Here we are, bottom of the 6th inning. Dyersburg State's leadoff man leading off. Blake McCutcheon, he's 1 for 3 today with a double. Runs scored and a couple of one ground out and one fly out. Edder's still in the ball game. The Signal Mountain native. First pitch to McCutcheon's a strike.
Now we finally got a little bit of movement in the Cleveland State bullpen. A lefty up, probably getting tossed. Just I'm sure Edder's kind of reaching a pitch limit where Coach Policastro is a little bit not concerned, but just thinking about maybe making that move. 35 Corey Lenz in the bullpen getting loose right now.
One's outside, ball 1. So an important at-bat for McCutcheon here, trying to get the offense moving a little bit. 1-1 count to McCutcheon. And in the dirt, ball 2.
I know that I'm sure that Coach Policastro right now, knowing he would love to get one more inning out of Edder, being that these first 4 hitters are actually they're right-handers, so he likes that right-on-right combo and not have to bring a lefty in to face that. So I know he's thinking he's got later in the lineup he's got you face some lefties.
2-1 pitches down low, ball 3. Edder trying to carve out another inning of work here to get his offense back in the dugout. Try and get some runs across. But he's been out here a pretty long time. Ground ball. Rhett Baldwin fields it cleanly. Throw the first in time. You got to love the effort from Edder there. Just hits the deck to allow Baldwin all the area to throw over him. So we have 1 out. McCutcheon grounds out for 3rd.
Yeah, Edder's really battled out there today. I mean, like I said, we keep talking about the score is not indicative of really. I think he's thrown a really good ball game. Being that, like I said, he's not by stats wise one of Coach Policastro's weekend starters, but he's done a good job coming in here and keeping somewhat this game under control.
Diaz up to the plate, 2-hole hitter down in the dirt, ball 1. Yeah,
I mean, 8 hits. I mean, both teams have 8 hits. I mean, and that going into the 6th inning, that's a reasonable amount. I mean, especially for a guy that's come out and has not thrown huge innings, and especially on the weekend. So,
and 6 runs scored for the Eagles, not all earned for Eder. So, done a nice job minimizing damage as much as he could. 2-0 to Diaz. 1 for 3 with a single today. A single back in the 4th inning. Good pitch there, down low. Ball 3. Count to Diaz. Red light all the way. That's a strike. We've seen some hitters this weekend attempt to hit some of those.
Yeah, I imagine the next game we'll probably see a lot of hitters at 3-0. I'm sure, at least from the Walters side, those guys are free swingers. So I mean,
Jackson likes to swing it as well. Diaz fouls that one off, headed towards the tunnel. Speaking of Walter State, there they are. So a 3-2 count now to Diaz, the second baseman. Dyersburg State. Redshirt sophomore from Parkview High School. Payoff pitch. Swinging a liner down the third base line and foul. That was headed straight for the bullpen.
I thought that catcher was going to reach for it, and he kind of reached, and I don't think I'm going to try to catch it for some reason. Somebody's going to have to go get that.
Yeah.
Our ball retrievers are now heading to the bush there to find that ball.
So full count, spoiled that one, and now Diaz looking to get on base here. High fly ball, we've seen this before. Oliver getting under it, throws the mask, and Baldwin calls him off.
Now that's the play they wanted, and that's really how you do it. Like I said, Oliver gets it until somebody calls him off, but nice job by the third baseman coming in there taking control. He's got a better sight line for it, and that's what they would have liked to have seen last time that situation came up.
So Baldwin calls off his teammate and Oliver and reels in the second out of the inning. Now Eder is close to getting out of this jam. J.P. Bitzenhofer coming up to the plate. First pitch is a strike. Bitzenhofer is 1 for 3 today with a strikeout, double, and reached on an error and ended up scoring. That was in the third inning with back-to-back errors by Cleveland State. The 0-1. Good pitch there, down low. 1-1. The 1-1. High fly ball, left center field, deep. Tracking it is Mason. Reels it in for the third out of the inning. So no damage done. 3 up, 3 down for the Eagles. And now the Cougars go back in the dugout and look to find some offense. Stay tuned here. We'll head to the top of the 7th inning. Top of the 7th here, as we have the Cougars coming up to the plate, trailing by 5 runs. We're getting close towards the end of the game as he squares around the bunt, does Trey Vanderpool. This is when you got to start manufacturing runs for your defense.
Yep, you're down to your last 9 outs, and you really haven't done a whole lot here, so you're right. You got to get runners on base and start maximizing here.
Now you start counting the outs game. So you've got 12 outs to work with. See if you can do as much as you can with those. Strike 2, Vanderpool.
That slider's really been working for Davidson today. He's just done a really good job pounding the fastball inside and then coming back with the slider on the outside.
The 0-2 outside. Ball 1, and we'll see if Davidson wants to go the full 9. Coach White is not afraid to let his pitchers go on 9 innings. He knows that he's going to ride with the hot hand. And Davidson's slider and fastball combination is working. He's going to stick with it. That one's down in the dirt, ball 2.
Any coach in this tournament with these 9-inning games would love to have a pitcher roll out there and can give you at least 7, 8 innings. And
2-2. We saw yesterday Chattanooga State had Jordan Power go 6 innings. That game ended up only going 7 innings, so he got a lot out of one of their top pitchers. rested some arms. Swing and a miss on the full count pitch. Oh, rather foul ball. Umpire lifted those hands before I was able to recognize, and now it's a full count. He spoils me. Ball 4. Nice job by Vanderpool to work the walk after being down at 2.
Well, just like we said, this is what they need to have happen. They're getting ready to turn over their lineup back up to the top of the order. So Collins is, 9-hole hitter. He's 0 for 2. But, once again, just put the bat on the ball, move it. I don't know if we're going to see any movement. You're down 6-1. You don't want to run into outs.
Vanderpool in the season has had 2 stolen bases, but has been caught stealing twice. And first pitch to Collins is a strike. And looks like we have some action over in the Dyersburg State bullpen. Looks to be Will Nash, the right-handed pitcher, freshman from Palestine High School. The 0-1. A little low. 1-1 now.
He's starting kind of to lose a little bit of command on his pitches here, so I'm sure that's what Coach White is seeing, and maybe he's reached a pitch count. Now, we don't know offhand what his pitch count is, so I imagine we're in the 6th inning. He's probably up in the pitch count. So
the 1-1. Base hit, that'll get in the gap. We'll see if Vanderpool wants to go to third. He's rounding for third. Here comes Collins to second. Vanderpool lost his helmet, and he's headed for the plate. He's running as fast as he can. Here comes Collins at third. There'll be a play. He's out. A play at third, and he is out, but they plate 1.
And Coach Paulie Castro is sitting there letting him know that is not what they needed. I mean, yes, they're getting the run, but that is how you kill momentum in an inning. You don't want to be the first out at third base. That is one of the cardinal rules of baseball, first and third out. And that was an excellent turn relay throw by the Eagles there, and he had no chance. So, I mean, that was really a tough break for the Cougs.
Hindsight's 20/20, but you'd love for him to be standing at second right now if you're Cleveland State. And now top of the lineup up. First pitch to Noah Hill is a strike. So 1 out, nobody on. They did get a run from the double from Chris Collins, but he gets thrown out at third base. Swing and a miss, strike 2. A couple of base running errors today by Cleveland State. The one at the plate from Brandon Mason, going home on the fielder's choice was thrown out. Then the play at third base, like you said, for the first out of the inning. Just a couple of plays that the Cougars may look back on and not think too fondly of. The 1-2. Outside, ball 2.
Well, you just look back on it, and like I said, you work on these things, but at this level, the guys are very aggressive on the base pass. But he's seeing the ball between first and second.
One's lifted up and foul.
He's as he's running to second, he's looking. He should be picking up the third base coach.
Yeah.
But anybody, he could be turning the other way and looking. He sees where that is, but he's got to know that, hey, I'm in the back of his mind, I'm down 6-1. I've got to run. I've got to stay at second base with nobody out, and I've got the top of the order coming up. Just
down in the dirt, 3-2.
Mental mistakes, and those things are, in a tournament, you just can't make those. You got to limit those kind of mistakes.
3-2 pitch. Inside, ball 4. Doesn't matter if it hit him either way. So now, runner on, 1 out, double play is in. Pursuit for the Eagles, and Coach White is out to talk to his pitcher.
And that even more compounds, but the walk, you would have been on first and second with nobody out here, and you'd really been in business.
And that'll bring up Brandon Mason. He's tripled today, was thrown at the plate, and he's got 1 runner on. If they could get him on and then bring up Oliver, 1 swing in the back would be a 1-run game. Gotta like the way the offense is turning around here for Cleveland State.
I guess the umpire is gonna let Coach White talk to the to the group for as long as he wants to. Normally umps will give you the coach a couple minutes max maybe to talk about it, but after that, let's break it up.
Looks like the softball game 4-3 over there. Chad State still trailing.
Looks like it's about the 6th or 7th. It's got to be going toward the end there.
Here we go. Brandon Mason at the plate as Davidson steps off the rubber. Coach White signals over to the bullpen saying maybe, hey, speed this process up a little bit. First pitch, outside, ball 1. It's a good pitch right there, strike 1, inside corner. Not a huge lead for Hill over on first. Does have 8 stolen bases. Was caught stealing today. The 1-1. Good pitch on the knees. Strike 2. 1-2 count. 1 out, 1 runner on. Down 4 runs are the Cougs. Davidson still on the hill for Dyersburg. Fouled straight back.
Mason's a sophomore from Chattanooga. I don't know we don't know what high school it is here.
Local product here, playing in his hometown. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Fouled it off. Catcher caught it. Mason goes down on strikes. Hunter Oliver coming up to the plate now. Most dangerous hitter in the Cougars lineup. Doubled in his first at-bat. First pitch. Down in the dirt, ball 1. Noah Hill getting a rather large secondary lead. I went outside, thought about a snap throw from Yankel, but couldn't commit. Oliver settling in. Davidson's pitch. Inside corner. He's not afraid to go in there. 2-1.
Yeah, I imagine Coach White, it makes me think with this guy loosening up like he is, he's trying to hopefully get Davidson through this inning. And I wouldn't be surprised to see another arm come in for those last 2 innings.
The 2-1. Outside corner. Good pitch. Two-two pitch. Swing, and that'll get through the 5-hole. Hunter Oliver comes through again, and Noah Hill will stay at second base. That'll bring up Logan Peterson.
Well, once again, I keep magnifying, but that play at third is going to loom large, I think, if we look back on this inning here. Here we got men on first and second with 2 outs, and without that play, we would have had at least bases loaded with possibly 1 out at the worst.
Yeah, as Peterson settles in here, and then we'll have a little mound visit with Mr. Davidson. I don't think Coach White's going to his bullpen quite yet.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now Coach White is coming out to the mound, so calling time, going with the bullpen change, and We'll let you know the stats of the next pitcher. It looks like it's going to be Will Nash. We'll fill you in on his stats and finish up this top of the 7th inning, rather. Stay tuned. And we're back here, new pitcher for the Dyersburg State Eagles. It'll be freshman Will Nash, the right-handed hurler. He's 3-1 on the season. 25 innings pitched, 3.86 ERA, 31 strikeouts, 14 walks. First pitch is a strike. Coach White wants him coming in and just pounding the zone.
Well, here we go. We got 6-2, men on first and second, one swing, and we're back to nail biting time for Coach White here. So,
sixth batter this inning. State, that's a tough play. JP maybe be able to get there. Williams looking for it. It's foul. Very close to being fair, as Williams was there. Diaz was there. Vitzenhofer was there as well.
well, now the wind's now blowing out to right, or at least the flag, so maybe that's what pushed that ball a little bit more to the foul line side, because when he first hit it, I thought that was going to be a fair ball. I thought it was right there on the chalk line.
So 0-2 to Peterson. Big AB here, 2 outs, 2 runners on. New State would love to move the line along and get to Robertson and Baldwin. Nash's pitch. Nice off speed outside. Nash is a K per 9 rate at 10.87. He's a swing and miss kind of guy. The 1-2. Good pitch
nice
there.
Pitch
a little
there.
low. 2-2 now.
Must have been a little low. That was a nice pitch.
Coach White orchestrating the defensive alignment there. Looks like they may be going inside with the rotation of McCutcheon. Ground. And that's hit right to McCutcheon. Coach White just pointed his finger and told him to scoot over and told him to stop. knowing that he's going to go inside, and McCutcheon's right there. Unfortunate for Cleveland State. So we'll head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Your score is 6-2. Stay tuned. Bottom 7 here. Spencer Yankel, the catcher, coming up to the plate. He's 0 for 3 today. Did reach on an error and score a run. He struck out looking. Flew out to right field, looking for his first at bat. And can't say enough about Coach White's defensive alignment last half inning. I watched before the pitch, told McCutcheon to scoot over and then put up his hand to say stop. Right when he stopped, the pitch was delivered inside, and Peterson hit it right to McCutcheon. So some wizardry there by Coach Robert White. Yankel ahead in the count now, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Ground ball to second baseman. Routine play, throws over to first. In time. Nice play there by Hill.
Edder's moving along here, and I noticed that there's no bullpen activity for the Cougs, so Coach Policastro is going to look for Edder to get another inning in at least, and he's done a great job. So I mean, I don't know what his count is, but I'm sure if you'd asked Coach Policastro at the beginning of the game, would you get 7 innings, potentially 7 innings out of Jackson Edder? I'm sure he would have been more happy to take it.
And first pitch over to Reed Smith is low for a ball, and yeah, speaking of Edder, he's retired his last 6 hitters he's faced, and 7 of the last 8. This pitch is down in the dirt. Looks like there's some commotion over coming from the softball side.
I think we have maybe our first big upset of the region tournament on the softball side.
It seems Chattanooga State has fallen. We're not entirely sure who they played, but the number 1 seed fell in the play-in. And throw over to first in time. Nice stretch. Correction, not the play-in game, just the first round.
I think Chat State had the first game. It was the 10 o'clock game, so that would be shocking. Although they're not knocked out, but they're going to take the long road now to win this tournament. We just got confirmation that they lost to Roane State 4-3, and Roane had come in had won yesterday in a play-in game, so that's even more.
Riding the momentum wave. First pitch back to the pitcher. Edder gloves it. This could be a 3-up, 3-down inning. Nice job by Edder. Now he's retired the last 8 batters he's faced. He's given them a chance, folks. Stay tuned. We'll head to the top of the 8th inning here. Your score is 6-2. Dyersburg on top. Top 8 here. As Cleveland State coming up to get some offense going. Joey Robertson, the first baseman, with Will Nash on the slab. First pitch to him is a strike. So Jackson Etter of Cleveland State has retired the last 8 batters he's faced, so he's keeping his team in it. It's just a matter of can the offense get going enough to help him out. Ball's hit the foul pole. Looks like the Cougars are getting something going here.
That's the kind of start you wanted there. He went opposite field, took the pitch to the outside, went to left field. So down to 6 outs. What you need is base runners. And from the Eagles' standpoint, you're just trying to get outs. You want outs.
Now batting, number 23, Rhett Baldwin.
Baldwin's coming up. He's had an excellent day. I had him down for 3 singles. So
first pitch hits fouled straight back. He's 3 singles, and a couple of those have been absolute cue shots and dropped in on perfect play, perfect time. So Baldwin is seeing the ball well and just getting enough with a little bit of luck to get down. Some wind blowing out and towards right field. He's a left-handed hitter. The 0-1 to the third baseman. Hits the left field. That could be trouble. Left field is backtracking. He'll get down. It goes to the wall. Bounce off the wall. That'll make runner second and third with nobody out. Cameron Payne play.
Yeah, that was an excellent job of hitting there by Baldwin. Took the pitch and still had enough power that went over the left fielder's head. And I was watching Coach Paulie Castro almost forcibly stopping the runner going to third. Like, we're not going to have any mistakes here on the base pass this inning. So here we go. We got something going here for the Cougs with men on second and third and nobody out. This might be the time to cash in.
Big opportunity here for the Cougars as Cameron Payne coming up to the plate. He is 0 for 3 on the day with a ground into a double play and 2 flyouts. So it looks like Coach White wants to chat with his relief pitcher. And it looks like the Dyersburg's going to be making a pitching change. They're moving the third baseman Bryce O'Brien into throw. Let's see on the season for Mr. O'Brien. Well, he's got 16 appearances. He's 2-2 with 1 save. He's got a 5 ERA, 43 strikeouts, 17 walks. So not the most usual thing you see. You bring in a position player to play pitcher, but now they got to work on getting the third baseman ready to go. We'll come back with you after the warm-up pitches from Bryce O'Brien, and we'll catch up here in the top of the 8th. Back here at the top of the 8th inning, Bryce O'Brien The new pitcher and moving in at third base will be Brian Perez. He's just a freshman, replacing O'Brien at third base. So a little bit of shifting here by Coach Robert White. First pitch to Cameron Payne. Swung on and missed. Payne 0 for 3 on the day, as you hear the train in the background.
You know, O'Brien looks to be a bit more of a power pitcher, kind of just like go right at you type.
The 0-1. Good pitch there, strike 2. Got a live arm. He's finding the outside portion of the plate. Coach White's got some action in the bullpen just to make sure. He's got some guys warming up over there. Lefty, it looks like, so just in case. Time called for Cameron Payne, down 0-2. Nobody out, though. Last two times up, Vanderpool, who's on deck, is walked. One of those cases being he was down 0-2, battled all the way back and draw a walk. The 0-2. Oh, Ryan outside. Ball 1. He thought about it.
Yeah, you got a base open but nobody out. But so, I mean, this stage he wants to get the punch out. He's looking for a punch out and try to get this thing over quickly, but he's still.
1-2. Swung on and missed. Gets away from the catcher, though. He eyes the guy on third, throws the first in time for 1 out. So Bryce O'Brien comes in and gets a strikeout. Good job there by Yankel to check the runner at third and then throw over, but now Vanderpool's up and he's had a good eye. Big at bat here for the Cougars. Love to at least get a productive out. Cut the lead in half.
Well, you definitely, yeah, you want to get these 2 runners out that are up there to cut this lead to 2 at worst. I mean, it's up to Vanderpool here really to put the ball in play.
We've seen a couple of hitters today find the gap.
No, I'll take it with me.
Some line drives over infield's head, and then we've seen some line drives hit right to infielders. So.
Yeah, Dyersburg's conceding the run up the middle, so anything on the corners.
Good pitch there, strike 2.
I mean, even the first baseman's playing medium back, so I mean, he's going to give up the run. I mean, Coach White said, look, we've got a 4-run lead. We will give up a run for an out.
So Brian, second straight batter, he's been up 0-2. Swing and got him.
That was a nasty curveball there.
2 strikeouts for Bryce O'Brien, and he's only faced 2 batters.
Now coming to plate, the right fielder, number 8, Caleb Collins.
Caleb Collins steps in, and quite possibly the biggest at-bat of the season for him.
Come on, Caleb. You got this.
Had a double last time up with an RBI, so he's coming off a nice at-bat. But, boy, he's got his hands full, it looks like, with this O'Brien here. Really done a good job.
Positive side for Cleveland State, he is throwing hard, so if you make contact, it'll go a long way. Someone gets away from Yankel, nobody going anywhere.
Yeah, he buried that slider in the dirt. Yankel did a really nice job of smothering it, keeping in front of him. Cleveland State would definitely be more than happy to take a pass ball and get a free run here.
The 1-0 hits him. 2 strikeouts, and then he hits the batter. That one must hurt. So now 1 out does open up the 2 outs rather opens up the double play. Well, 2 outs, no need for that. Noah Hill coming up to the plate, and he walked, singled, and has singled twice rather. So he's 2 for 3 with a walk.
Well, we're back up the top of the order now, so in any event, we get a couple runs. I mean, Cleveland State's going to have the rest of the way in. They're going to have in theory, their best hitters coming up here, and it's going to make it really a lot of work here for O'Brien.
If you're a Cougars fan, you want Hunter Oliver to come up to the plate as soon as he can. They'd have to have Noah Hill get on and Brandon Mason, then allow the big boppers of Oliver Peterson to come up to the plate.
Yeah, and if that happens, he's going to be in a position to give them the lead with 1 swing of the bat.
2 outs, bases loaded. Bryce O'Brien outside. So 1 swing of the bat here, the tying run at the plate. Cougars are in a nice opportunity to see if they can take advantage of it. 1-0 pitch. On the dirt ball, too. So after those 2 strikeouts, O'Brien's kind of lost his command a little bit here. Looks like the pitcher's rapidly warming up over there for Dyersburg and Coach Robert White. Good pitch there, strike 1.
This game is weird. Things were moving so smoothly for Coach White at Dyersburg for innings, and all of a sudden now he's into his 3rd pitcher. He's got 1, and he's really sitting on the precipice on the cliff here of losing control of this inning.
Nice pitch there. Good swing and a miss. Noah Hill's down to his final strike. Bryce O'Brien would love to get out of this situation with minimal damage done. Fly ball, that's pulled foul. Spoiled a pretty good pitch. Heading for the parking lot. Two count, 2 outs. The pitch, high and inside, it's full.
Now runners will be moving here, so base hit, ball in the alley will probably score 3 runs. So
that would electrify these Cleveland State fans who travel down here. The payoff pitch, there they go. Swinging a high fly ball. They're
way
looking
up
for
in the
it.
sky.
They're looking for it. There's Diaz, reels. Oh, he drops it. He drops it. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. All 3 runs are in. They're on the run. A blunder there by the second baseman, and now it's a brand new ball game.
He took his hat off as soon as the ball was in the air, like he didn't want to have, and he had it completely under control, and then the ball just popped right out of his glove.
Interesting choice
Now coming to plate center field number 3.
take the hat off. Maybe it just fell off. I don't know.
Yeah,
Tighten that thing. Mayer now has a runner on first, and you can take the lead with 1 swing of the bat here, and guess who's on deck?
Yes, the whole game's complexion has changed now.
Pitch, outside corner, strike 1. 1-1 count. Folks, there's nothing routine out here. Everything has to be executed. Don't take anything for granted. The 1-1. Outside corner, good pitch, strike 2.
And nice job by Yankel there to frame that ball. Let the ump see it, because it was maybe a little bit off the plate, but he framed it really nice to make it look like it was on the black.
That was just another instance of if you get a big league pop-up, something good may happen, especially with the runners going. The 1-2, outside in the dirt, ball 2.
Well, and you know what? Another thing, compliment the Cleveland State, especially that 3rd runner, because when you see a ball go up in the air like that, it's like, deflating. You think the inning, you're out of the inning, and you kind of go half speed. Well, he had already basically crossed that plate when when Diaz dropped the ball.
Ground ball to Diaz, see if he can make up for it. Throws over to first. In time, and he got him. He was in between second base and first base, and Williams does a nice job of stretching to get out of the inning. Got to make you sweat a little bit, Dyersburg, but I tell you what, they got out of it. 6-5, your score will head to the bottom of the 8th here. Eagles on top. Now batting for Dyersburg State here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's a brand new ball game, folks. 6-5 is Williams, first baseman Ladarius Williams, takes first pitch for a ball. Had a nice stretch there at the end of the top of the 8th inning to get out of the jam, as Diaz couldn't decide between first base or second base or first base. A drop fly ball got the Cougars right back into it. Base hit there. Nice answer for Ladarius Williams as he gets the first runner on in the last 9 at-bats for the Eagles.
Well, in this inning now, it's imperative obviously for the Cougars to hold the Eagles. And Edders, I mean, he's pitched a whale of a game, but he's got to be running down on gas now as far as energy level. So I'm really kind of surprised we're not going to see some movement. A little bit of rustling going on right now with the bullpen, but they need to shut the Eagles down this inning right here.
As Chandler Atkins comes up to the plate, runner on. Eder did a great job just to keep the Cougars in the game, retiring 8 batters in a row. Just allowed his offense to get going. A little bit of fortune for the Cougars, but you're going to take it. Better to be lucky than good sometimes. So 6-5 your score. Atkins with a runner on. He's 1 for 3 today with a single and a strikeout in fielder's choice. The 0-1 pitch. Squares up the bunt, pulls back.
Now the Cougs looks like they have pitcher Greg Tye warming up in the bullpen. He's a sophomore out of Knoxville, so maybe the plan is to, at any moment, to get him in. But looks like Edder's really, I mean, he's location's really off right now. So I mean, like I said, he's facing a lefty. It's gonna be a big challenge here.
Eder throws over first on time.
I mean, Williams isn't getting much of a lead, so looks like we're not planning on any kind of real stolen base.
1-1 count. Inside, 2-1. So Coach Paulie Castro's got a decision to make here. Does he roll with the guy who's gotten him here, or does he allow for the bullpen to take over?
I mean, Ty is just kind of standing around there. It's not like he's really even throwing like I could be in this game in the next 2 minutes. So I don't really know. Maybe he's just going to run with Eder here. And
2-1. It's outside 3-1.
Yeah, these pitchers are getting they're way off the plate. So here we are at 3-1. Although you're just one pitch getting out, but it's kind of a dangerous situation here. Atkins is answering the bat, and we got O'Brien following behind that is a good hitter too. And then we move back up the top of the order.
You got to figure a walk or a hit will give the hook to Eder.
That's what I would think. The tie is just not getting loose, and he's not even really throwing.
That one's in there, strike 2.
I mean, unless he's already loose, but we've been kind of keeping an eye on the bullpen, and I have not seen him throwing prior. So,
full count here for Eder. Just when you count him out, he comes back and delivers for you. He does the Signal Mountain product. The 3-2 pitch. Runner's going, and it's ball 4. You take a glance in the bullpen, and here comes Coach Mike Paulie Castro. Just a situation there where he's just a little fatigued. He's been throwing a lot of pitches.
Well, you got to give him a pat on the back. I mean, like I said, he kept Dyersburg under control after the 3rd inning, after that 4th spot, and held them to 1 run over the next 4 innings. So, over and above the Call of Duty, in my opinion, for Mr. Jackson Eder. Great job.
A lot of applause from the fans. We'll get you Greg Tye's numbers and a little more information about him after this. Stay tuned here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Bucks.
Back here in the bottom of the 8th inning, new pitcher for Cleveland State is Greg Tye. He's a sophomore right-handed hurler. 21 appearances, 6-0 on the season, 7 saves. That tells you he's the closer for the team. 20 inning, 22-13 pitch, 6.53 ERA, 24 strikeouts to 15 walks. So this is Coach Paulie Castro's guy to try and keep the team in this game. Nobody out, 2 runners on, and Bryce O'Brien, the pitcher, as they draw up a little infield.
That's the old wheel action there, where the third baseman charges, the shortstop really commits going to third and try to sleepwalk the runner at second into drifting off more to third, and you get that pick off if you can.
As Williams isn't biting there, and O'Brien at the plate. He pitched last inning, got out of a jam. Bunted around, pulls it back, looks like it almost hit him in the hand, and it's a foul ball. 2 runners on for O'Brien, the 9-hole hitter, then Blake McCutcheon. Diaz in the hole here.
Well, Coach White's talking to O'Brien. I don't know if it's obviously O'Brien. You would think this is a bunt situation. He's the 9-hole hitter, and you got McCutcheon and Diaz coming up behind him. Now you're in a 1-run game, so I mean, the book says you're going to bunt.
Play a little small ball to move the runners along and manufacture some runs. 0-1 count. See how they want to play it. At least for Baldwin. Squared around. Doesn't go. It's a strike.
Nice hook there by Tye. Now he's in the hole 0-2. He took the bunt out of the play now, so.
See how they adjust. It's a game of adjustments here late in the game.
Nice lead off second base. See if the second baseman tries to get him back, but looks like they're not.
Squares up anyways, thought about it, fouled it, he caught it. Either way, he's out.
And they were going to try to bunt all the way there. That really was not executed very well at all, obviously, by O'Brien's. So now we're back up to the top of the order.
Blake McCutcheon coming up. He's 1 for 4 today. He's grounded out to third twice, and if he does that now, that could be a double play.
You know, I don't know what the Dyersburg, what in the history has been with bunting, and sometimes these hitters who are not used to bunting in these type of situations, you ask them to, and you think it's fundamentally an easy thing to do, and and you see that on TV too. And it's, you know, you take it for granted bunting's easy, and it's when you haven't done it and practiced it much, then when you need it, it's almost impossible for these guys to execute it properly. And I think that's kind of the case it looked like, because he was very uncomfortable.
As Tye loops in 2 curveballs there, and it's 2 strikes. He's doing a good job of pounding the zone.
Yeah, it looks like one of those 12-6 curveballs there. It's like he's got to really stay, and McCutcheon can take that and go drive it between first and second, but easier said than done.
So McCutcheon now down 2 strikes. Greg Tye does it again, and he just got 4. What a pitch there. 3 of the same 12-6 curve. And he's got 2 strikeouts now.
Well, I'm really feeling the momentum switch here a little bit. I mean, especially if Tye comes in and gets Diaz here. I mean, this last half inning is going to be very interesting for the Dyersburg and Eagles for sure on the field, because the Cougs are going to have a lot of momentum going in the dugout if they can get out of this inning.
Yeah, he's up to the plate. He's 1 for 4 as well. Offense went a little stagnant after the 4th inning today for the Eagles. Did get 1 run in the 5th. Diaz looking to right his wrong earlier for dropping the fly ball. Seen that pitch before. It's inside for a ball.
Yeah, he is a predominantly curveball pitcher here. I don't know, but got to be looking for it.
Wonder if you can mix in that fastball to keep these hitters off balance.
Well, if he could, that would really be smart because they should be looking curve. He hadn't thrown a fastball yet.
There it is again.
And he's got good command of it, too. So Diaz has got to be really wondering. He's got to be looking for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now he's going to throw that if he throws that fastball, he's going to be off stride. So, I mean, he's really in a really tough situation here.
1-1 the count, 2 outs, 2 runners on for Diaz. There it is again. I think he's only thrown the curveball, and yet these hitters are being fooled.
Diaz is moving up to the front of the box, which is smart for the curveball.
1-2 count, may get him out in front here. He does, that one's fouled off.
And that's what you got to do. You got to move up as far up as you can in the box, and just. He hasn't thrown a fastball yet. I mean, he has just shown you nothing but curveball and the ability to throw it over. So look for curveball and just shorten your swing and adjust. If he does try to flip that fastball by you, just short swing it.
He is looking to make an adjustment.
Yeah, see, so he tried to go back to the fastball. So let him see the fastball. But 2-2 count. I believe this is the money pitch here. He really wants to get him right here. So he's going to go with his best pitch. He's going to be a curveball.
2-2 pitch, 2 outs. Greg Ty looking to get out of this. Thought about it, didn't go. Down in the dirt, ball 3.
Yeah, buried that curveball, and good for Diaz. He laid off it, so now we got a full count. Runners are going to be in motion. Base hit's going to score at least 1 run.
Full count, the payoff pitch. Huge at bat here for Diaz, and huge momentum swing potentially for Cleveland State. Greg Ty, I'm willing to bet he's going to go with the 12-6 here. Does so, it's fouled off. Scored a good pitch.
Yeah, nice job by Diaz again. Just kind of caught it the last minute. I mean, I don't see him going to the fastball. I just see him, this is his money pitch, and he's going to go with the curveball. So you just got to have to fight it off, wait and see if he hangs one, but you're going to have to muscle it.
Diaz with another payoff pitch. As the train is roaring in the background. Swing and a miss, high fastball. He got it. The Cougars are back, baby. Here we go. We head to the top of the 9th inning. Momentum swinging to Cleveland State. Stay tuned. 6-5 lead, Dyersburg. Top 9, 6-5 your score. Dyersburg on top. Bryce O'Brien on the slab today and batting for Cleveland State. I tell you what, this is the guy you want up, Hunter Oliver.
Well, we just got another ending to a typical Region 7 game here, and what we thought was kind of just cruising along, kind of a 4-run lead. Now we're nail-biting here in the 9th inning.
First pitch thought about going around is a strike. Momentum is in the dugout of Cleveland State right now. Greg Ty coming in and using that 12-6 curve to get out of a 2 runners on, no out situation. And now the Cougars wanting to answer offensively. It's a good pitch down low, ball 1.
Well, from a pitcher standpoint, obviously you don't want to groove them. You want to get first out. It's going to be a tough first out here, but you got to go after him.
One on the outside corner called strike.
You don't want to pitch around Oliver and put him on base or something and put the winning run at the plate. So even if he hits the ball 500 feet, the game's tied. So you want to go after him, make good pitches.
1-2, and he got him swinging. Huge out for the Eagles as Hunter Oliver, the all-conference first-team catcher, goes down on strikes. Logan Peterson, the DH, coming up to the plate.
Or you can just muscle a fastball and just throw it right by him for a 3rd strike.
As Peterson has struck out twice today. O'Brien looking for his 4th strikeout. Already got 3 today. One way outside. Ball 1.
Looks like Coach White's got a lefty up there standing up, I guess, kind of being ready in case we have some lefty down the road here. But I think we're going to run with O'Brien, win or lose.
The 2-0.
Oh, nice pitch.
3-0.
Must be a little low. Thought that was a good pitch.
Inside, that hit the batter. That's the 2nd hit batsman for Cleveland State against O'Brien today. That puts the tying run on base and the go-ahead run to the plate.
Number 27, Joey Robertson.
Joey Robertson, he's got a single, 1 for 4 today. He singled and scored last time. This is not the kind of pitcher you want to get hit by the pitch by. He throws with a decent amount of velocity.
You have to keep an eye on the first base here now. Obviously, he's the tying run.
First pitch is in there, strike 1.
Stolen base.
You're talking about Logan Peterson. He's got 4 in the season, has not been caught stealing, so not a whole lot of speed, but he doesn't make a mistake when he goes. The 0-1, 1 out, double play ball in effect. That's a fly ball. Can he get to it? Perez tracking, and he's not going to make it.
He really got jammed on his hands there, but fortunately he hit it just far enough left that Perez couldn't get to it. Not really. You're not seeing a very aggressive lead by Peterson, so kind of a safe lead. 0-2 is definitely, I wouldn't imagine that we're looking at, that's not a running count, so.
See how Coach Paulie Castro wants to play it as 0-2, who's 5-hole hitter. Outside ball 1.
Really nice 0-2 pitch there, just off the play. You couldn't do anything with it anyway.
The last person you want to face is the next hitter, and Rhett Baldwin. He's 4 for 4 today, with 3 singles and a double and a run scored. The 1-2. That's a base hit. That'll get down. Runner goes to second. The left field misplays it. Now Coach Paulie Castro is calling him for 3rd. He gets into the infield. Nobody's going to second. So now runners on the corner for Rhett Baldwin. This game has come alive here right when you thought it was over. The Cougars climb back in.
Robertson did an excellent job there. He took the fastball that was a little bit in and just got his hands out and just moved the ball to left field.
Coach White wants to go talk to his pitcher, so he's calling for time. And as we said, Baldwin's 4 for 4 on the day, and it's a lefty, so he may want to move to that left-handed bullpen pitcher.
Yes, he has.
We'll see how Coach White wants to play this. The double play is still in effect. He did bobble it, did the left fielder Atkins, but he did hold the runner to first.
Yeah. Boy, it's baseball's a funny game, and it's just Dyersburg is up, really kind of in cruise control, and in one play on a routine fly ball, and just not able to execute it, and it just changed the whole complexion of this game. You could really kind of, in a way, see a lot of wind taken out of Dyersburg. They don't seem, their movements aren't as aggressive as they were. I mean, there's just kind of.
Maybe a case of looking a little forward after.
Yeah, I mean, Cleveland State's just kind of hung around, and they could take advantage of one play, and they've done what they needed to do the last inning to get out of that inning. So here we are.
Rhett Baldwin, 4 for 4, coming up against Bryce O'Brien. O'Brien, the freshman hurler, wants to get out of this jam. Outside and low, ball 1. Tying run is on third base. 1 out. The sacrifice fly is in play, but also the double play. So we'll see if maybe Coach Paulie Castro wants to move the runner from first to second to eliminate. Fly ball, that's foul.
Well, Baldwin's job here is really simple. Get the ball in the air into the outfield, deep enough where we can get a tag in for that tying run. He does not want to hit a ground ball in the infield to where a double play, because he's not a speedy runner, so you just definitely want to take that chance. Definitely not to pitcher.
1-1 swing and a miss. 1-2. That's a big, mighty cut. The wind was blowing a little to the right there, as looks like we called time. And
yeah, it looks like O'Brien on that pitch. I don't know if he pulled a muscle. I don't know. He looks like he's kind of holding his leg. I don't think maybe the stride was off, but.
We've mentioned about how pitchers have been moving the dirt around a lot. Davidson was kicking it around quite frequently when he was up there, and now looks like O'Brien may have stumbled a little bit. They may give him a couple warm-up pitches here or see if he can just go. Coach Paulie Castro pinch running here is looks like it'll be number 10 for Cleveland State. That's Noah Peterson, just a freshman, does have 10 stolen bases on the season. Interesting, he brings him in here with a 1-2 count.
Now into the game for Cleveland State, number 10, Noah Peters.
Well, we might be seeing runner off here. I mean, he's going to try to stay out of that double play.
Yeah,
but it's a risk. It's a biscuit.
1-2 count, 1 out, 6-5 your score. The pitch to Baldwin. Swinging a ground ball, that'll get through. The tying run is scored. The runner from first goes to second, and this game is tied. 1 out with 2 runners on for Cleveland State.
Boy, if Cleveland State pulls this game out, we do know who the player of the game is going to be. It's Mr. Baldwin there. 5 for 5. That's carrying a team.
He's done a great job at the plate today, and now his teammates need to pick him up for the Cougars. As there's a runner in scoring position, and we'll see how the Cougars respond to that. Momentum, you got to go back to the pitcher Jackson Etter, just carrying this team and keeping them in the ball game in terms of getting this momentum going. He retired 8 straight batters and allowed his team to get back in the bullpen, or get back in the dugout and go to work. First pitch is a strike.
2-2.
Oh, 1 count, 1 out. Coach Paulie Castro's pinch running again. And this time it looks like it's number 2. Trey Martin, sophomore, who has 1 stolen base, and giving an applause to Rhett Baldwin for his 4 for 4 day. The guy just stays, 5 for 5 day. The guy just stays on base.
That's hard taking him out there, because it gives theory. I mean, you're looking at extra innings. You're taking your best hitter out, but Paulie's gambling here.
1 count, 1 out, 2 runners on. 6-6 your score. Dyersburg at one point led 6-1. It's a strike 0-2. O'Brien came in, got his first 2 batters to strike out, then hit a batter, struck out another batter, hit a batter, then allowed 2 singles. Now this game is different.
Outfield shading straight ahead, a little deep on left and center. So base hit's going to score for sure.
2 foul off.
Go, Trey.
But rather, strike 3, excuse me. So he goes down on strikes, does Cameron Poole, and now Cameron Payne, rather, and Trey Vanderpool coming to the plate. Trey Vanderpool The shortstop has walked twice today and struck out twice. Fouled off. He's on.
Nice cut there. He was right on that fastball.
Go, keep hacking.
We'll see if the Dyersburg State Eagles can keep this game tied going into the bottom of the ninth. Walters State waiting on the first base line, and Jackson State over to our left getting warmed up for the next game. The 0-1 pitch. Down in the dirt. It's away from the catcher. And the runners are going to advance. The runners move to second and third. Now 2 runners in scoring position, and the count is 1-1.
You know, and that changes the complexion now for O'Brien, because if you throw that with the runner on third now, the go-ahead run, you throw that slider that he has in the dirt, Yankel's got to really come up with the block here. So might have to change the way he attacks his hitter.
1-1 count, 2 outs, 2 runners on, 6-6 your score. Fouled off, he's on it again, right on top of the ball.
Base hit here is going to score 2. This is
Did you look it up?
1-2 count, they tied it up after the single from Rhett Baldwin. Or Rhett Baldwin, rather. He tied the game up. I think it's 6 apiece. Cleveland scored in the 3rd, the 6th, 7th, and the 8th, and the 9th inning in today's game. The 1-2. Fouled it off. He was just on it. As for Dyersburg, they scored in the 1st, and it's like the 3rd inning, and then later in the 5th. And since then, they've had 3 straight goose eggs. So a 1-2 pitch to Trey Vanderpool. Crucial at bat here for the shortstop. Shift is on for Diaz. Down there, gets away from the catcher. Their run will score. Cleveland State will take the lead, and that's in the dugout. He's staying at third base. We saw this yesterday. He does not get to advance. He's not from the field. So it's 7-6 now. Cougars on top with a runner on third.
And he spiked that fastball right down. And really, Yankel didn't really even have a chance at that.
So now Vanderpool, the team's got the lead. Another base hit would add to that total. It's a score now 7-6. Cleveland State on top. Dyersburg looking for answers here. The 2-2. Good pitch, doesn't get the call. 3-2. So Cleveland State's gone on to score the last 6 runs in the ball game. At one point was 6-1, now 7-6. And Trey Vanderpool's 3-2 pitch. Fouled it off again. That's going to head towards concessions. So heads up.
Well, I wonder which side of the field has all the energy right now. Where's all the clapping coming from?
It's from that left portion, the third baseline, where Cleveland State. That momentum's been heavy on that side today. As you know, in this game, all it takes is one base runner and a big hit for Dyersburg. Fouled off again. He's staying alive.
Vanderpool's he's battling, he's making him throw the fastball. And I think O'Brien's making O'Brien worried about throwing that off-speed pitch, because he's buried him in the dirt twice, and he's got a guy on third base. And this is a big run now. I mean, you want it, one run's one thing, and you can do, like you said, you get a base runner on, but
high fly ball deep in the right field. We've seen JP make some nice plays, and he can't make that one. That's foul. So he almost made a spectacular play, just ran out of real estate.
yeah, I mean, you get 1-run lead. I mean, okay, but you get a 2-run lead, even though that looks a little bit more relaxing for the pitcher going back out to the.
Especially with Greg Ty being out there, the hitters with Dyersburg State were quite confused as to what to do with his off-speed pitch. Full count, Trey Vanderpool. This at-bat shaping up to look like one of those long at-bats that draws a walk, and there he does. Here he goes, as it looks like it's actually a foul ball, rather. Comes off the end of the bat. Staying alive, as Coach Paulie Castro applauds his shortstop for competing.
Okay.
3-2 pitch. Down to the is shaping up to be one of those at-bats where it's been such a long at-bat, you've made the pitcher throw so many pitches that you end up drawing a walk. Caleb Collins up to the plate now.
Cougars number 8, Caleb Collins.
Now you got to play at second and first. The runner's still on third. Runner's on the corner, but it opens up a new base for you.
And we're back at the 9-hole hitter here, and it seems like every time we turn around with the Cougs the last 3 innings, we're back up the top of the order. And with that, you know who's coming up down the pipe. So, I mean, really needs to get out of this inning with this batter here because he's walking into even more problems.
That pitch is inside.
And he just really doesn't. He's struggling a little bit. Can't find command of his fastball and his curveball. So he's really in a situation now where Cougars could just be patient here and just.
1-0 pitch. Outside ball too. Yeah, you're exactly right. He's got no feel for it right now. As they're getting word to the bullpen to ramp up that warming up for, looks like Ralph Fernandez, rather. It's inside ball. Ralph Fernandez has been out there for a while as a sophomore. 3-0. Bases are loaded now, and Brian's trying to find any kind of zone that will be called a strike. As Coach Robert White's coming out to talk to his pitcher, and he'll bring in Ralph Fernandez. Bases loaded here in the top of the 9th inning. 7-6 your score. Cleveland stayed on top. We'll see if the Eagles can do their best to try and get out of this. Stay tuned. Back here at the top of the 9th inning, pitching for Dyersburg State, Ralph Fernandez. He's a sophomore, left-handed pitcher. 5-0 on the season, rather. No, 4-5 on the season. 5-0, sorry. 4 games started, 37-2. Thirds innings, a 4.3 ERA. And his first pitch to Hill at the top of the order is a strike. Been warming up for a while. Finally gets the call. Good pitch there. High fly ball deep into left field at the track and pulled in from Atkins. Noah Hill gave it a ride, but it was not enough. Not enough wind today. But The Cleveland State Cougars score 2 runs in the top of the 9th inning to take a 7-6 lead. We head to the bottom. Dyersburg State needs 1 run to tie, 2 to win. Stay tuned. Bottom 9 here at Chattanooga State. It's Dyersburg State Eagles trailing by 1 run to Cleveland State. And it's 3-4-5 hitters up. J.P. Bitzenhofer. And the first pitch from Ty is a curveball in for a strike. So if you're the Eagles hitters right now, you know he's going with that curveball quite frequently. So you need to make the necessary adjustments.
Yeah, you should know that by now for sure.
The 0-1. Swing and a foul.
What makes Ty even more hard is that he's got such a good curveball, but when he does throw the fastball, it makes the fastball so much more vivid to the hitter. In that, he's so concentrated on the curveball that he slips that fastball in, and it all of a sudden looks like he's 100 miles an hour because he's.
The 0-2, the combination's deadly. Ground ball to third baseman. Fielded and thrown over to first. In time. 1 out. Got a couple of neat defensive adjustments here. No more Rhett Baldwin at third base. It seems to be Trey Martin in that first base. It's now Cooper Mills, sophomore. So 1 out. They're 2 outs away is Cleveland State, and Spencer Yankel up to the plate. First pitch. Outside, ball 1.
Well, Dyersburg's got to get a base runner. First things first here. So Yankel's job is just to get on base any way possible.
The 1-0. Inside, ball 2. So get a runner on. That brings up the go-ahead run to the plate. And there's a little bit of wind out to right. We just saw a fly ball get all the way to the warning track. So if you can get up and under it, it'll carry. 2-0. One's fouled off, headed towards the parking lot. Hitters count to the catcher. Fly ball, that should stay in fair territory, rather. Actually does get out to the batting cage over there. And it's strike 2, so 2-2 the count. Looks like Mills didn't want to try and make a play on it. Well, there's no way to do that. He knew from off the bat that's headed for the tunnel. 2-2 count. Greg Ty's delivery. Thought about it. Did he go? Did not.
Almost did, but yep, I think he held up at the last minute.
Full count now. As Dyersburg's just looking for a base runner. Payoff pitch from the Cougars. Ground ball, same play, over to third, thrown over Trey Martin in time. 2 outs. Dyersburg down to the last out. Winner of this game goes on to play the winner of the Jackson State Walters game tomorrow at 4:30. That game's following this one. 2 outs, nobody on. Reed Smith up to the plate. Swing of the bat ties it. He's on the corner, strike 1.
Go, let's win 19, let's go.
The 0-1 pitch. Down in the dirt, ball 1.
Oh, really? So he was an outside dog.
1-1 pitch. Went around, strike 2. Now Dyersburg's down to their final strike. One, 2.
Oh.
Calls it, and he gets a strikeout. Cleveland State down at 1.6-1 comes all the way back to beat Dyersburg in the opening game of the tournament. They'll move on to play Walter State or Jackson State in the next round. Mark, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's just a great game. I mean, like I said, hats off to Cleveland State for staying in the game, maximizing at the end. And what can you say about Greg Ty? Came in and just threw strikes in big situations there. Just great victory for Cleveland State. We'll see you tomorrow.
7-6 your final score. Stay tuned for the Walter State Jackson State following this.